And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is 9:28 a.m. Eastern Time, November 6th, 2020. We're starting the live stream a little bit late. I was trying to get everything all set up and situated. I'm trying something new. Give me patience. If you could, give me feedback. How is the audio quality? How is the video quality? I'd much appreciate it. I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and the Trading Learning 101 Facebook group. So 3 different platforms we're streaming to. Let's see if we can pull in some profit today. Yesterday we had a lot of momentum with us in the stock market. Let's see if we can continue to get that momentum. Fridays can be hard because every second that goes by on Fridays, we lose more and more and more volume. So the goal on Fridays, make that profit as quickly as possible and walk away. I also just got a notification that Trump, with the news source, he should admit defeat and present it. So look for the president to possibly have a news conference at midday or end of the day. See how the market responds to that. They just put that news release out and the market's just starting to pull back right now. So let's see what happens. Let me link up Street Smart Edge with trade ideas real quick. Don't worry, I'll let you guys know if I trade anything. We'll see what pops up and shows strength for us for today. We got SRRK with a beautiful breakout right now. KERN's popping off. Look at that surge on SRRK. Nice wedge set up yesterday. Needs to hold up at that 44 bucks. SRRK has a really nice look at how it's just been holding that bottom trend line. Now it's popping up. This could eventually see 50 bucks one day. KERN, careful, it has that 50-day on the daily chart at 402. So it's going to find resistance about 40 cents up. KERN float around 6 million. I'm being patient. I'm letting stuff set up. I'm just hanging out. I let trades come to me. I don't chase after stocks. Remember, you chase, you die. Let the market set up. And then just so you guys can see also, I have a total of 5 monitors. So I have 9 other charts of stocks that I'm just consistently changing, looking through. seeing what sets up and going after the best setup. That's pretty much all it is. SRRK, very, very volatile stock. So if you do decide to pay attention to that, just be careful and watch your size. SRRK really, really likes to move. Mogo in a downtrend right now, making lower highs and lower lows, showing no sign of strength yet. KNDI getting a nice push. Nice push off that 9 this morning right out of the bell. This was a runner yesterday too. Got a gap down. That sucks for people who swung it. TLRY looking to curl there right at $9. Volume is retracing on it. If it holds up above that $9, I am not in on TLRY. I'm not in anything right now. It's still early. ONCT popping up. It's still in play. Needs to get back it up and above that 350. ONCT. Just let these charts set up. It's still pretty early. Anything could happen. Let the market decide what it wants to do. Right now, the market's making lower lows. TLRY. Look at this grind up yesterday, and it's got a nice gap up this morning. So let it maybe get a potential dip. I'm going to say maybe back down to 850s and go from there. But if it can hold up at this 9, start to curve and base out at that 9 and level out, it could get a U shape, ramp up to that 950 and test 10. Let's see what happens with it. So far, 11 million in volume on the day. I think it'll come back down to like this 850s level. That's where that 200-day moving average is also. KXIN trying to get a pop. It could pop up to $5. This one failed hard yesterday. Could get a nice like short covering bounce on KXIN. Still nothing yet. Volume on KXIN is approaching 2 million on the day. Needs to hold up at around this $4 if it wants to do. If it breaks below 375, it's done for. A lot of weird action right now. SRRK just hanging out right there at 43.50. ALTM just sitting there. ONCT, all the big runners from yesterday, they're just sitting there. They're not doing anything yet. FTSI's halted. Now TLRY starting to perk up a little bit. Right off just below that $9 at 8.84, perking up to over 9. Logo still in a downtrend till it reverses. TLRY is having a battle right now. Still nothing yet, guys. I want stocks to prove to me that they have strength. TLRY, you clearly see it's still making lower highs. It's trying to base out right there. Volume's still retracing. Let it consolidate for a moment, pick a direction it wants to go. Right now, TLRY is the best setup right now that I see. Look at all those upper wicks on that 3-minute chart. Watching TLRY to see what she does. Right now, it's the best looking setup that I could see. I am not in on TLRY. U1 starting to pick up a little bit. That's like a nano float stock. Keep an eye on that one. I'll add that one to my charts. See what happens with that. Keeping an eye on TLRY. It's getting pretty tight right now. A move's about to happen. It's gonna decide on which way it wants to go. It's a 50-50. It could go up or it could go down. U1 starting to pick up pace. Right from that 550s. U1 really picking up pace now. Shooting up to almost $6. I'm still watching TLRY. I just picked up a little starter on TLRY, 1,000 shares. Just a little tiny starter. If it starts to perk up and go, I'll add onto my position. TLRY trying to perk up and curve around. U1 getting that pullback down to 550s. I'd be watching for U1 for volume to keep pumping into it. I'm watching TLRY right now for that break up. I have just a little small starter on TLRY. Sold TLRY. Just put a little starter out there, didn't work out. Dipping down to 875. It'll probably dip down to 850s. But that's what you do. You put a little starter out there. You don't go all in on a stock like that. You put a little starter out there, and if it's working to your liking, you add on to your position. Take a look at U1 real quick. It needs to hold up at this 550s. I don't see any news on U1. So somebody's out there pumping this up. That 200-day moving average is at 573, so it'll have resistance up there. ONCT finally lifted, and APVO finally lifted up off of 20. FTSI just opened back up. Be careful with FTSI. It'll pop up to $6 if it goes. But the risk versus reward is 50-50 for FTSI. It could slam down to that $5, which is 50 cents, or pop to 6, which is 50 cents up. APVO needs a clean break over that 2250 for volume to really surge into this. And APVO, if it can keep you shaping around, it can go. Clean break over that 2250. She could really surge and run. This was a big runner yesterday. There it goes, pushing up to 22, pushing up over 22. Let's see if volume starts to attack this. Every time now APVO hits a new high of day, it's going to go off on everybody's scanners. And this is the importance of keeping an eye on these big recent runners. They start to pop off and get that momentum, and you're early on it, you're ahead of everybody. And that's, they'll all come into it and they'll push you up in profit. APVO super low float at 3 million. breaks over that 2250, she gone. $500,000 in volume on the day. I want to see volume pouring into this. We're really, really early to the party if this starts popping off. Just hanging out at that 2250s. I want to see the tape going wild on this, like a demand. There's not that demand factor yet. There's that break of 2250. Not really seeing a demand factor there for it. Watch, it'll probably slam right back down. I didn't really want to alert a buy on APVO because a lot of people can get hurt on this type of stock. It could easily from 2250 slam down to 2150. I wouldn't want that to happen to you guys. But I jumped in on it, made almost $2,000, and then TLRY, that one didn't work out. I put a starter in on it, and look what happened. I cut ties with it, I moved on, I cut my loss, I made it small. Just over $600 loss. But APVO was able to make back my loss, and I'm up in profit. But like I said, I didn't want to alert this to you guys. This is a risky stock right here. Let's look for a good setup, an A+ setup. Like KNDY is setting up a little bit. I'm just not seeing really too much. ONCT, 3.4 million on volume on the day. Bounced right off that VWAP at 350. But like I said, the risk versus reward, 2-to-1 on it. Because from 350, it could have easily slammed down 325. You're risking 25 cent. Pops up to 4, 50 cent. A 2-to-1 risk versus reward. I want 3-to-1 or better. And then look at APVO fading off. Remember I said there's not that demand there for the stock? Volume's not surging into it. That's why I didn't want to alert it to you guys. Don't try going after buying, anticipating that high of day break. Remember, majority of the time, high of day breaks fail. I myself as a trader, I've always found more success just buying basic bounce plays. Go back to TLRY real quick. What'd I say? I said that this will probably fade off back down and bounce at that 850 level. Came down to 844. Now look at it's running right back up to $9. That's a good trading opportunity right there. It'll pop up and it'll find resistance at the VWAP and the area where it flushed from right here, $9 for a good bounce. SRRK just hanging out. JYNT, random stock. ONCT, it's trying to build up. It's trying to for that $4 break. Most definitely keep an eye on it. U1 just crossing over 600,000 in volume. It's hanging out right at that 550. That can curl up. It can curl back up to 6 and go for that breakout. Let's keep an eye on ONCT though real quick. Let's see if this has a continuation. ONCT yesterday was a hard one to trade because it would pop and then it would just decay and then pop and then decay. Volume is picking up on it. You could see every time it comes up to the high, volume is increasing. Even APBO's hanging on. Been curling up. See, look at U1. It doesn't have any news though, so it's probably a pump and dump. Just be careful. It's basing out at that 550. Be first to the party. You see something pop up on your stock scanner? Throw it on your watch list. Keep glancing over at the volume, the total volume on the day. See, and there's that push up on TLRY to $9. TLRY, it'll find resistance at that 9. And it'll pull back down to like this 870s level. I wouldn't want to see it break 9 yet. Shorts got in on this, let it pull back, build up that strength for that big 9 push, and squeeze shorts. Because you got to think, the shorts, they shorted it right here. So now it's coming back up to test. Now this is where it tests the shorts. Are they right or are they wrong? If they're wrong, they all have to cover. And that's where you could see this just explode from 9 up to 950. But let it pull back, build up, let the shorts start to sweat, and then that's when you just see it go boom, and it explodes up into a halt. A lot of newer people think trading halts are bad. Halts, volatility halts are completely normal. in small cap land. Just be careful on TLRY. And then don't forget about ALTM also. This could build up and just pop out of nowhere. This stock yesterday, from opening at around 16 all the way up to $32. I'm not seeing much volume in the market though, guys. I'm really not. Look at the market too in the SPY. It's down at its lower range right now. It's consolidating before its move. It's determining what it wants to do. Wow, that's crazy on CPS. Probably a glitch in the chart. The ONCT right here, this is where you'd be determining if you'd want to trade this or not. You'd put your risk down below 350, and you'd put your price target up over $4, 425, 450. Even up here on the 10-minute, that 13 EMA is right at 350. So this is going to be an important area for this stock. U1 still in play. It's curling. ONCT, 4.5 million volume on the day. This is a pretty good setup on ONCT. The only thing that I'm worried about is I'm not, out of all the stocks I'm looking at, I'm not seeing strength. So that's not really giving me confidence to really trade or pull the trigger on anything. Nothing has really shouted to me, hey, buy me. I'm a great A+ setup and I keep performing. So you could draw a trend line right here on ONCT, connecting all of the lower highs or higher lows on it. $4 is going to be that break point if it goes. And then supports down here at around 350s. Previous day's close also. See, look at U1 curl up like that. That's looking pretty good. Somebody's possibly pumping this up. U1 has a history of performing. For U1, I'd be looking for that break up over 6 and volume to just surge into it. U1's volume on the day is at 700,000. See, I said don't forget about ALTM. It's starting to pick up a little bit. Needs to pick up and get back over this like 29 for it to start to get volume pushing into it. And then APVO, it's starting to curl up right here at this 2150. If it can continue to hold up at this level, it could easily break that 2250. So keep an eye on APVO. Just keep your stops below that 21. You got to give low float stocks room to move. You got to. You got to. See, ALTM pops up like that from 7